My daughter's imaginary friend turned out to be real. He'd been living in our walls. Sophie was 5. Talked about Mr. Gray constantly. He watches me sleep, Daddy. I found her drawings. A thin man, long arms, standing in her closet. She started leaving food under her bed. Crackers, sandwiches. For Mr. Gray. He's always hungry. The food kept disappearing. Then I heard the scratching. 3 a.m. coming from inside her wall. I pressed my ear against it, breathing. I grabbed Sophie. Called the police. Thermal imaging showed a heat signature. Human-sized. Behind her closet, they cut through the drywall. A crawl space. Blankets. Water bottles. Photos of Sophie. Hundreds of them. The man was gone. But they identified him from fingerprints. Henry Marsh. He'd done this before. 3 other families. I wasn't going to let him disappear again. The police searched for 2 days. Nothing. But I knew something they didn't. Sophie said Mr. Gray always came back. He checks on me every night, Daddy. Henry would return. He was obsessed. I set a trap. We pretended to leave. Packed the car. Drove away. Then I circled back. Parked down the street. Waited in Sophie's closet. With a baseball bat. And a camera. 2 a.m. Scratching. The wall panel shifted. Henry crawled through. Thin. Pale. Moving like an insect. He walked to Sophie's empty bed. Touched her pillow. "Where's my angel?" he whispered. I stepped out of the closet. "She's not your angel." Henry spun around. His eyes went wide. "You're not supposed to be here. Neither are you." I swung the bat. Caught him in the knee. He collapsed, screaming. "You've been living in my walls, watching my daughter sleep. For months." I hit him again. Other knee. "She had nightmares about you. Drew pictures of you. And I thought she was imagining things." Henry crawled toward the wall panel. "I was protecting her. You don't understand." "Protecting her?" I grabbed him by the collar. "You took hundreds of photos. Called her your angel." I dragged him toward the front door. I wasn't going to hurt her. I loved her. I threw him onto the front porch, where the police were waiting. I'd called them before I went in. Told them Henry would return. They'd been watching from an unmarked car. Now they surrounded the porch. Cameras rolling, neighbors gathering. "Henry Marsh, you're under arrest for breaking and entering, stalking, and endangering the welfare of a child." Henry tried to stand on his broken knees. "She needed me. Her parents don't understand her like I do." The neighbors were staring. People he'd walked past, smiled at, pretended to be normal around. A mother from down the street pushed through. "You were in their walls, watching their little girl?" Henry had nothing to say. "I have 3 daughters," she said. "You've walked past our house every day." More neighbors gathered. Families, parents. The police pulled Henry up. 3 other families, I announced. "He's done this before. Built hiding spots in their walls. Watched their children for months." The crowd reacted with horror. Henry's mask crumbled completely. "They don't appreciate them," he screamed. "Children need someone who understands them. Someone who watches, who protects. You're not a protector." I crouched down, face to face. "You're a predator who convinced himself he was helping." I held up my phone. His journal entries displayed. "My little angel. That's what you called her. My 5-year-old daughter." Henry tried to spit at me. I smiled. "Sophie told me you'd come back. Said Mr. Gray always comes back." I stood up. "She was right. And now you're never coming back again." They dragged Henry to the squad car. Past the neighbors. Past the families. Past everyone who'd finally seen what he really was. He screamed the whole way. The trial took 4 months. Life without parole. 3 other families testified. 3 other children he'd watched. Sophie was the one who helped catch him. She stopped having nightmares after the trial. Her therapist said, "Closure helps." I think it was simpler than that. She knew Mr. Gray was gone. Really gone. Last week, she started kindergarten. Made 2 real friends on the first day. She doesn't draw thin men anymore. Just houses. And families. And sunshine. I told her she was brave for telling me about Mr. Gray. She shrugged. "I knew you'd believe me, Daddy." I hugged her tight. "Always."